Hello and welcome back. My name is Sarah Verghese. This is Mirtha the T-Rex. I am your visibility coach, and I have a wonderful friend on with me today. I'm so excited to have her on. This is Kandas. We actually met through a networking event, which I've talked about before. And she interviewed me for her podcast, and now I'm interviewing her for my YouTube channel. And we are going to have so much fun. You're going to love this conversation. Kandas, welcome so much. Thank you for being here. Please tell my audience who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Oh, you put me under pressure there. I wasn't. Oh, who am I? Okay, so I was born a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Actually, I was born when my father was in Vietnam. So, my father worked for the Department of the Army, and he was over there as a radar technician. He basically had a briefcase, and he was flown by helicopter to different locations with radars, and he would fix them, and then they'd fly him back to his home base, which was nice and safe, right? So, I don't know why I included that in the story, but you said tell your story.
It's a fun fact.
So I actually have two major hats that I wear. And one of them is that I am a top 150 affiliate with a network marketing company that's all about gratitude and appreciation. And I used the product in that company to grow my business that my husband and I started in 1998. Get this, we launched an online custom furniture business in 1998. No one had ever done it.
I don't know that I knew that it was online. I knew you had a furniture company.
Yeah, it was totally online. No brick, no store. We had no storefront.
Yeah.
The people who purchased from us purchased off of pictures in 1999. That's when the actual website went live. In 1999, nobody had done this before. So we had to come up with how to sell highly custom furniture on the internet in 1999 with the limited shopping carts.
And for our friends who are really young watching this and you don't understand, the internet was born in 1995. So people didn't really still know what to do with it in 99. You know, you think about a baby internet that nobody knew existed before that. And then now she's selling furniture, custom furniture online 4 years after the internet was born.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So we had to develop how to sell it. You know, there were shopping carts available because the idea, we're going to sell stuff. That was like the first thing. The first two things that happened after the internet was invented was pornography online. And then how do we sell other stuff too? Right.
Yeah.
So the shopping cart technology existed, but a shopping cart that sold custom furniture with different finish choices and different size choices and different feature choices and all that. We had to develop that entire system. And of course, when you're the pioneer, when you're the leader, everybody who wanted to do what we did just copied our shopping cart.
Right, of course. Of course they did.
Because there's,
that hasn't changed, right?
That hasn't changed.
Somebody else, yeah.
There was actually, can you believe this? I haven't even told my story yet, but can you believe someone actually copied my About Us page verbatim?
You telling me that on something else, even your story, they copied your story and everything. And I'm like, okay, you'd think that they would at least change it to be their story, but no, they copied everything.
They copied everything. And and then when I called them out on it, they blamed it on their web designer. Well, that means you weren't, if it was your web designer, you didn't take responsibility for making sure that it was correct.
Right.
Anyway, so I used the network marketing tool, which is greeting cards and gifts, to grow that custom furniture business to 6 employees with distribution. Well, actually, we didn't start doing the thank you cards until after we stopped selling wholesale. So I take that away. But I used that tool to grow my business, to grow the furniture business. And we did so very well. I can attribute over $1 million in income to sending cards and gifts for the furniture business. And so then, naturally I started to share it. And then eventually I became a top 100. And I was in the top 80, I think, for a while. But now it's always just been something I do on the side. It's never been my main focus. So I think I'm in the top 200 now, but we don't rank anymore in that. I think ranking people in your network marketing company became a way for other network marketing people to recruit from your company. So companies stopped doing that. Yeah. So I don't know where I am anymore, but I know I'm in the top 200. Anyway, so that's that hat that I wear. And then the other hat that I wear, and I just narrowed this niche down within the last 3 months because
Mm,
I teach this.
yeah.
I'm an accountability coach for
Okay.
solopreneurs who procrastinate.
Oh, yeah.
And
Huh?
that I narrowed that niche down very recently from accountability coach for DIY marketers to
Mhm.
accountability coach for solopreneurs who procrastinate, like within the last 2 months. So that I've been teaching people narrow your niche, because within our furniture business, we made king size beds for
Yeah.
antique furniture collectors. That was
Which
our
is
niche in the
extremely
furniture.
narrow.
So I
Extremely
know
narrow.
the power of a narrow niche. I mean,
Right.
I know the power of a narrow niche.
Yeah.
So I just hadn't done it for myself for my coaching
I
business.
feel that. And we, so folks, before we hit record, I was telling her that, I have been the same way. My clients, I tell them we have to narrow your niche. We have to narrow it down so that we know exactly who we're going after. Only I hadn't been doing that myself. And
Yeah.
so narrowing down to no, this is what I do. I'm going to help get you on YouTube. We're going to give you a parking space on YouTube so that you get the SEOs from that site as well as Google. Let's go.
Hmm.
But it just makes the marketing so much easier if you will narrow down, like creating custom furniture for like king size beds for antique dealers. Think about that. Now that you know that, you know exactly who to go after, you know who to go talk to, you know who to go like show up in front of.
You know how to do your keyword optimization.
Yes. Makes so much
Yeah.
easier.
Oh yeah. And it was just, that was a lot of fun, but my husband and I decided in uh 2017 that we were ready to retire. So we retired, and
Okay.
now he's an artist doing, making the art that he wants to create, which is, furniture is art, but now he's
Yeah.
creating the art that he's always wanted to create, which is two-dimensional.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing this coaching thing because for some reason, for as long as I can remember, people have always asked me for advice.
Mhm. Yeah.
So why not get paid for it, right?
Right. Right. I mean, that's how I started my coaching and visibility stuff was, during the pandemic, I lost all my photography business. And I had been sitting down with people for years over coffee, teaching them how to do their marketing, how to do their Instagram and social media. And so I'm like, wait, I have other skills. I can pivot. I can do this. So how long have you been doing so you've been doing the coaching since 2017 then?
Since 2017, that's when I got certified. And
Okay.
then it's also apologies to any of you who are coaches who don't agree with me, but that when I got my coaching certification, I realized how useless they were.
Mm.
I'm so apologies if you're a coach who doesn't agree with me, but
Mm.
I thought my certification was useless, so I never renewed it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I'd learned anything in that certification program new
Yeah.
that I
Anything
would want
new that
to,
you
yeah,
probably
that I
have
would
not
want to
yeah.
implement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I could see that. I haven't gotten certified for that reason that I'm like, I I have coaches, but I'm such a learner and a research digger that like, what are you gonna tell me that I can't find?
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I work with other coaches as a client, right? And
Mhm.
they're not certified either. They just
Yeah.
take what they know and they have turned it
Right.
into programs.
Yeah.
But the most valuable thing that I did for my coaching education was I took Mastery Mastermind with Liz Scully of Rethink Central, and I was just plugged the heck out of her because that woman is brilliant. She is the premier trainer for mastermind, for small group mastermind. And that was an investment not only in myself, because now that I know how to run masterminds, I can find people to be in the mastermind group with where I
Yeah.
benefit, but
Right.
I can also facilitate mastermind groups. And it's, to me, mastermind is the best way to grow,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know.
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I have invested in non-certification programs that have helped my business more than the certification programs.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. The masterminds are definitely the way to grow versus like the mass, certification things that people put out that you don't always even get like hands-on with the actual coach that created it. Um, it's kind of a mass produced thing at this point. But
Yeah.
so I'm backing up to something you said. You built your online business with greeting cards and gifts.
Yes. Oh, did we just
And
skip over that part?
we kind of just you kind of glazed over it. And I'm down here like taking notes. I'm like, wait, what did she just say? Like, so you have a presence. So let me ask you this. Were you already doing the antique
Yes.
beds and stuff like that before the internet?
Yeah. Uh, Actually, my husband and I got married in 98, and we had a situation arise where we were both unemployed,
Okay.
not by choice. And he was already a furniture maker and he already had a following. So we started a new business.
Yeah.
And because my husband and I met each other on AOL. We met each other on AOL in 97, 2 years after the
That's
internet became a thing.
fabulous. Oh, that's fabulous. I mean, okay, folks, only certain generations of people will understand that. I am
Yeah.
one of them. I understand that. And I think that's beautiful and so cute.
If you've
So,
ever heard the expression, you've got mail, that
yeah,
was AOL,
that was AOL. Yeah,
America Online.
yeah.
So because we had met each other online and both of us were kind of nerdy, we thought, well, let's try to do this online. And I'll
Mhm.
never forget the feeling of selling that first piece of furniture from the website. We had a shop. We had he'd already had relationships with a major store.
Okay.
So it was a nationwide chain of furniture stores, and he was making furniture for them. It's a really long story to explain how we got to that point. So they were our only client,
Okay.
right? And so we wanted to have more than one client. So
Right.
we started selling this, we created this website. And I remember getting that first order. It was small. It was like a $200 order. It was like
Oh.
a shelf. And I just remember getting it. We had a baby at the time. Maybe she wasn't born yet. No, she was born. We had a baby at the time. And so I got the baby, and we're at the shop. We have a big warehouse, and we've got like 2 employees. And I got the baby, and I run out into the warehouse, and they're sanding and they're cutting stuff. And my husband's like, he takes his earplugs out of his ears and he goes, "What?" And I said, "We sold some furniture on the internet."
It's alive.
1999,
It
man.
works.
And that was the first of hundreds, probably thousands of pieces of furniture that we sold on the internet. Yeah. So, what was your question?
Oh, so going back to, so you built the business though, like, yes, you had a presence online, but you were building the business, you said, from greeting cards and gifts.
Okay. So in 2008, there was an economic downturn.
Yes.
Prior to 2008, we had been selling wholesale.
Okay.
And after 2008, there was just no way we could continue at those prices and stay in business.
Yeah.
So we severed our wholesale relationships, and we ramped up the website, and we started to sell retail. We also tripled our prices because we knew that when the economy was down in 2008, I don't know, those of you who don't remember 2008, it was miserable.
Mhm.
So what we did, and we had just bought a house too.
Oh,
We had
oh,
just bought a house too. So the fact that we didn't lose our house and we didn't lose our business means that I'm going to say we were kind of smart, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
scrappy.
we tripled our prices, and we just really started promoting the higher end pieces of furniture on the internet. And I bought some Google ads because they were still cheap back then, and
Mhm.
Google was new. Like
Yeah,
Google was
yeah,
very new. Google had just been launched in 2008,
yeah. It used
and
to be Yahoo was the big one.
yeah.
What was else was the other one? There was,
Bing, no, not Bing. There's one
yeah,
that isn't around anymore.
I know.
Anyway, so
Anyway,
I bought some Google ads because they were cheap, and we just really pushed the high end pieces. And even though we did half the volume in 2009 that we had done in 2007, we made twice as much money.
because you tripled your prices.
Yeah, yeah,
So if your prices are more, then it doesn't matter if you sell less
exactly.
because you're still making more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then, so that's 2009. So we did that for a couple of years, and then I get this thank you card in the mail. Have you seen the movie The Help?
Yes.
So that's written and directed by a lovely man named Tate Taylor. And my husband had crafted a handmade bed for him that looked like the bed that his grandmother had in the plantation house that he grew up in.
Okay.
And he bought a plantation. No, this was before he bought the plantation. After he became famous, he bought the plantation.
Okay.
So my husband made a replica of that bed for him because he wanted that piece of nostalgia,
Right.
that his grandmother's bed, right? He wanted a bed just like his grandmother's. And he sent us a lovely, lovely handwritten thank you card.
Lovely.
And I was so freaking embarrassed. So embarrassed because I never sent thank you cards, even though I knew I was supposed to. I had been taught to send thank you cards when I was little, and I had been taught to send thank you cards in my very first job. I had been taught to send I had been sending thank you cards in every job I'd ever had before, but I wasn't sending the thank you cards in my own business.
Yeah.
But I had really horrible handwriting, so it was more of about an embarrassing thing that I have horrible handwriting.
Same here.
And so a friend of mine, at this point, it's 2012. So Facebook is a thing. And a friend of mine puts a post on Facebook, and it says she's looking for forward thinking. I don't even remember the post, but I was like, what the heck is she doing? She owns a brick and mortar store. Why is she doing because I could tell it was a network marketing business.
Yeah.
And I am actually a fan of the network marketing model. So I'm open to seeing ideas for that. Right. I wouldn't pick any company. Like, don't ask me to sell lipstick. I'm not going to do it. Right. But I was just curious what she was doing because she was a very successful retail store owner. And I had watched her grow her business from selling her products out of her garage into opening up this store. Right. And I was like, what are you doing? Tell me what you're doing. And she showed this software program to me where you could create greeting cards on the internet and they're printed stuff stamped and mailed for you and you could add a gift. And I was like, I need that in my life. So I started using the system to send thank you cards and gifts to our clients. And I would send a thank you card that said, thank you so much for your order. I actually had this whole 3-card process. So, but I'll just tell you about the thank you card because this is the most important one. Thank you so much for placing your order. And I would always send it about a week after we shipped the product. Each of our clients is unique. And so each of our beds is unique, or each of our TV stands is unique, or each of our cabinets is unique. And we would love to see a photo of how you put your own personal twist or how you just, on your new furniture. I'd be thrilled if you text it to me, and then I would include a package of sea salt caramels. And I would get text messages from, I'm going to say 30% of the people that I sent the thank you card to, with photos telling me how good the sea salt caramels were and then raving about their furniture. So then I had photos,
testimonials,
and a testimonial that I would put on our blog and then put on Facebook, because that back then it was only Facebook. There wasn't any social media. I put it on Facebook. I think we had Twitter too. I'd put it on Twitter. And then I would take the testimonials and I would embed them on different pages of our website. And so every single page of our shopping cart of our total website had at least one testimonial from a client. And there were photos of furniture in people's homes all over that website. And so those photos and those testimonials sold to the next client. Brilliant. And it's because I sent a $15 thank you card and gift.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for being here today and chatting with me about business and life and just, all the things. I really appreciate you taking your time to come and be here today.
It was my pleasure.